Alright, you guys, as you can see, I'm moving things. I'm leaving things plugged in for good cause that I need to leave plugged in until I can move them all at once. But yeah, I'm moving out of here. This is the last time you'll see me in what many call my garage. Today what I want to do is I want to explain the party as best I can. This is going to be a terrible presentation, obviously, because of, you know, the person you're watching, but hopefully I can help you guys get a grasp of why I'm so excited. Okay, so first, we all know what a virtual deposit contract is, or a proof of weak hands contract, or a Phoenix, whatever you want to call it. We all know what we all are here for initially, or these P4RTY is the, you know, one that is the McDonald's of the whole space. They've created or made a mark in this space where people take cryptocurrency, Ethereum cryptocurrency, and they buy an ERC20 token in a contract, in a smart contract on the Ethereum network. And what that does, what purchasing this token is, how it's different from other tokens on most exchanges out there, is it's not exchangeable, because what it is kind of a contract where it is not kind of a contract, it is a contract where you stick your Ethereum into, and depending on upon how the coders develop the contract, you are going to pay a percentage out to buy this token, because the reason you're buying this token is you're going to get a percentage of every single person who comes after you token, and every person that leaves while you're holding that token, they also have to pay you a fee. They also have to pay a fee to come and go from these contracts. Some of the fees are as extraordinary as 40% with 20% in, 20% out. Some of the fees are as low as 5% from what I understand. Okay? The reason I like Party, it's just like the rest of them, but the one thing that I really like about it is, and it makes it a virtual deposit contract, is the price of the token is fixed. Kind of like a currency, like the yuan is fixed to the dollar, it's pegged, so that you don't end up getting taken advantage of by huge holders who can buy and sell and manipulate the price of that token. I could get into the explanation of the token, but everybody here kind of has a really good idea that having a fixed price of a token prevents a lot of people from prevents big whales from making a lot of money quickly, but it also protects all buyers from price fluctuations, not only in ETH, but price fluctuations in it doesn't protect you rather from price fluctuations in ETH, but it protects you from price fluctuations according to how many people buy and sell the token. So that's a virtual deposit contract. Now what's different about the Party, there's three things. There's the virtual deposit contract, there's a rewards token that's a mining token that actually is a kind of proof of stake masternode, where when you buy the Party P4 token, it creates 1,000 tokens for each ETH, I believe, and then what you do is you also create 1,000 tokens that are the rewards tokens, the Party tokens. Those Party tokens are a representation of the money that you put, or the Ethereum that you put into the P4. These reward tokens are different than the virtual deposit contract tokens, because these reward tokens are tradable. They're actually tradable on Token Jar. They're selling for, I don't know, 10 cents each. But what I was trying to say is when the P4 tokens, you buy those and create 1,000, you also create another 1,000 of the rewards tokens, half of which go to you and the other half goes to the house. And these reward tokens, they are advantageous to have because they're participation tokens that are also a proof of your stake in the purchase of the original P4 contract. So, okay, hopefully you understand the rewards tokens and how they're created, and the fact that they're actually traded on an exchange, and soon to be more exchanges, and we're getting definitively listed on a regular decentralized exchange. You know, and I haven't even got into the whole MetaMask of this thing. You need to run MetaMask wallet, and if you're not there, you know, get help from a friend. Obviously, this is not simple, but it is once you get to the point of understanding what cryptocurrency is. So, vast majority of you guys all have a MetaMask or know of MetaMask, and you can grasp the concepts of the P4 token and the reward token. Now, I want to tie the P4 token is obviously something that's earning dividends, but also all the other contracts that come to it are riding to all the other contracts. It's the backbone. It's like the linchpin. It's like you know, your bank account. It's a bank account without using that term. It's the best way to describe what the P4 is. It's a bank account. The rewards tokens are like your Starbucks cards. Okay. So now you have these reward tokens, and what they're good for, it's the third part of the party. What's actually happening right now, we're going to be putting the testnet of Platypus on the testnet and adding that as the trifecta to the party. Because what the Platypus is going to do, the Platypus is going to create a lot of volume for everything, because what the Platypus is a game, and it's a genius game. It's not like your farm games, it's not like FOMO 3D. It's a very simple game. The payouts are going to be not tying up any Ethereum after each and every round, and each and every round only requires 10 participants. It's going to be like the Wheel of ETH, and it's not going to screw anybody up or screw anybody over. Okay, so now let me try to explain Platypus. Okay, so what Platypus is a round where it's just essentially a casino. What we'll have essentially is, can actually that be seen? Oh man, I'm gonna darken this up so you can kind of see it a little bit better. No, the wrong way. So hopefully you can kind of see this. What I'm showing you here is a simple play button, and we're gonna have a high roller button, but that's not gonna be up for a little while. It's going to be the play button, and it's going to cost 0.01 Ethereum to play. So it's like 40-50 bucks to play one round. And 10 people will get into the round, and it's all based on timing. So obviously your gas prices are going to affect how fast you get into a round. And if you place up in the first one to place in gets the first, the second one to place in gets the second, and it just goes down the line, okay? And once 10 participants are in there, it automatically pays everybody out, okay? So it's a real quick kind of musical chairs kind of game. Now let me get into what happens when we get to the 10th person. Now on the 10th person, if that 10th person has more tokens than everybody else, he's gonna jump all the way to the top, because what ends up happening is if the person on the bottom has more than everybody, what happens is a ladder game. So what the application does, what the program does, is it actually goes from once the 10th person enters into the round, it actually that 10th person's amount of rewards will look at the 9th person. If the 9th person has less rewards, that 9th person will move down 1. If the 8th person has less rewards, they'll move down 1. Okay, but if the 7th person has more rewards than that person, that person stops, and that takes place, and that 7th person looks above them, and they see if they have more rewards. On up, all the way up, okay? And that's why the rewards matter, because it's going to give you an advantage ultimately. This is definitely where, you know, whales can have an effect on things, at least initially in the rounds, because rounds, once they get going, they're going to be a 50-50 because chance of being in the top 5 because of how fast the Ethereum will work. But on the onset, we're going to see, you know, a lot of strategy being played out insofar as how many rewards tokens you have. Now, hopefully that makes sense, because here's what I want to get into as far as the payout is concerned. So the payout for this is pretty, I don't know if it's complicated or hard, or even if you can read this, so I'll read this for you. So each round, for the first ones, not the high roller rounds, but the regular rounds of Platypus, is going to start with everybody paying 1.01 ETH. And that Ethereum pays out 84% to all the players and in a round, and 16% goes to house fees. And all of this is paid through the P4 quote-unquote bank account or the virtual deposit contract. So if you end up as the first in the round of Platypus, you end up doubling your Ethereum. If you end up in second, you end up with 50% more. In third place, you end up with 30% more. Fourth place, you end up with 10% more. Fifth place, you end up with 9% more, then 7% more. And then at 7th place, you're at 5% more. At 8th place, you end up with 3% more Ethereum. And at 9th place, you end up with 1% more of Ethereum. I mean, imagine 1% a day, just once a day on. So no matter what, everybody wins. Because guess what? Even the 10th player, even they don't get any Ethereum. Look what the 10th player gets. The 10th player gets 200 party tokens. And then the 9th player gets 100 party tokens, 170 party tokens. Hopefully you can read this, but you can see that everybody except the #1 participant ends up with more party tokens. And what do the party tokens do? They give you not only an advantage in the game, but they're also exchangeable on an exchange currently. Just like any other cryptocurrency listed on the exchange, your Bittrex exchange, whatever, that's not listed there. It's on TokenJar.io, but we're getting other listings. But if you guys can wrap your mind around everything I just said to you, and how much control, strategy, advantage, and not being a zero-sum game because all the tokens are created and destroyed each time they're bought and sold. I mean, each time they're created on they're mined. The reward tokens are mined, and those can be destroyed. I understand, from what I understand, by the house that's holding them. That half of those that are created when you buy the P4 tokens, they can destroy those and create less of a surplus and affect the price if the price comes something that's a problem on exchanges. But I don't understand how that could, I'm not sure if what I'm telling you the truth is there. Everything that I showed you on paper up until what I just said about destroying rewards tokens, I'm not sure of. But I know the P4 tokens, the first tokens, the virtual deposit contract tokens, I do know that those are created as you purchase them and destroyed as you sell yours. That is for sure. And the party token, the reward token, is a totally different token that is much more similar to regular tokens we exchange on normal exchanges. I sure hope what I've just said to you makes some sense. Because if it does, I know there's a huge light bulb going off on your head, and where I am at in the reward token placement is going to change. If not, I've done a terrible job as usual. You know, all I can say is be well, and I got to get back to work because I got to move way more stuff. I'm beaten. My back's killing me. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you do, please click the bell button, like, subscribe. If you don't like it, press the down button like everybody does. Okay, thanks. Be well.